Listen to the text.
1. Soldier and Pleiades. A poor young man fell in love with a girl from a wealthy family, and he proposed to her, but her family did not agree due to the difference in the financial situation, but the young man insisted on proving himself to her parents, so he worked hard and proposed again and proved to her family, so they knew that the young man was serious, so they agreed to the engagement, but the marriage was postponed. Because he was a soldier in the army and had to move away from his country, and her because of the war, and they agreed that he would return after the war to complete the marriage. And one day the tragedy occurred, where the girl was driving her car back home, and she was hit by a speeding car, so the girl's family rushed to the hospital, and the girl got out of danger. When she woke up, she noticed signs of astonishment and shock on her family, and their silence continued with crying only, so she asked with groaning and pain and felt her face, so she realized what happened, and she understood that her face was completely deformed, and she began to cry and began to say things such as, "She became ugly, she became a monster," and she cried with burning. The girl took control of herself again and told her parents that she wanted to end her relationship with the young man because he would not want her while she was deformed, and she made the decision to do so and did not want to see him again, and began to act accordingly, except that he kept writing to her and calling her by phone, but she did not answer any of that. So he understood that she wanted to get away from him and leave him, but one day the surprise happened, so her mother entered her room and said to her, "He has returned from the war." The girl was surprised and refused to meet him before knowing why he came, so her mother said to her, "He came to invite you to his wedding," so she opened the marriage card in astonishment and found that the name of the bride written was her name, and then she began to cry heartily, and at that moment the young man entered carrying a bouquet of roses and knelt in front of her and said, "Would you marry me?" So the girl covered her face and said to him, "I am ugly and hateful, how will you relate to me?" He said to her, "When you did not answer, I contacted your mother and saw your picture, but, despite that, nothing changed in my heart for you, because I loved you, not your face."